Howdy howdy! Can you guys guess what kind of pour we're doing today? Here's a hint. I'll give you guys a second to think about it. Bingo! We're doing tree ring pours today! So without further ado, let's mix up our paint and get down to the canvas. So for this pour today, I'm going to be using a lot of different colors. I'm doing a little bit of spring cleaning with my paints and trying to use up as many as possible. So this pour may get a little crazy. We're using a whole lot of different colors, but I'll try and link them all in the description. If I miss any, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll show you guys all these different colors that I'm going to be putting in here. I started out with a base of Apple Barrel White Gloss. I'm really trying to get rid of that paint because I absolutely hate it, and I'll show you in the final result what it does to your paintings. Don't buy this paint, it's terrible. I went in second with some Liquitex Basics Alizurin Red, and then I went in with a little bit of the Master's Touch Acrylics Light Rose Pink. Then I got some Dandelion Yellow from Apple Barrel, going back in with some more of that terrible whites. Then I'm going to add some Turquoise, also from Apple Barrel. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of different colors in here, and it's going to be pretty crazy results, so make sure you stick around for it. This paint still has some chunks of Flotrol in it, so you'll see I'm trying to pull them out. Remember to strain your Flotrol, folks, because it'll pay off in the end. You can do what I do and just pull the chunks out, but it does get a little lame after a while. The next color that I'm adding in is a purple that I made from scratch. It's the light rose pink and some light cobalt, both from Master's Touch Acrylics. Probably the best thing about these bottles is not only do they make painting really easy because you can see how much paint you're getting out, it also makes it really easy for cleanup because you can just close the bottle if you don't use it all up. And when the bottle is empty, like that purple one, I can just throw it in the dishwasher or wash it by hand and use that bottle over and over and over again, which is really great and cuts down on waste. I'm also going to add some black. This is just the gloss black from Apple Barrel. And once these bottles are totally empty, I'm going to call this cup done. I don't really have a sequence for this. I'm just going until the paint runs out. I think we've got just about enough paint. This is actually a paper cup, which I usually don't use, except for tree ring pours, because I can pinch the edge like this, so I can have a nice little nozzle. And let's get to pouring. I personally really like just starting from the middle and going from there. Most of the tree ring pours I do are just one pour. I don't usually do multiple tree ring pours, and I just start in the middle and kind of take it from there. This is honestly one of my favorite types of pours to do just because it's super satisfying to watch the paint come out. If you guys haven't tried this technique, I highly recommend it. Even if the painting turns out terrible, you're gonna love doing it. And as we get to the end, make sure when you pull the cup up that you don't let it drip back down onto the canvas. We have our beautiful puddle in the center and we need to start stretching that out. This part is always super nerve-wracking because I love how the puddle looks. I wish it would just stay looking beautiful, but you've got to fill up the canvas. One of the things you can do to help is by putting paint down around the puddle. This paint is going to be pushed off the edge, but you need to remember to use a color that'll work with your painting, because if any cells pop up on your piece, they're going to be that color underneath. So I usually use a white or a black because I don't mind white or black cells popping up in my painting. You could use orange, you could use blue, depending on what your piece is and what colors you've used. You can really use any color you want. Then you can go in and use your palette knife to kind of spread that out, and that'll help even more to make your puddle flow and make sure that that really cool center puddle isn't flowing over each other, it's flowing over that paint that you don't care about as much. And we are ready to start tipping. I'm going really slow so I don't overstretch anything, and this has been sped up a ton. Even sped up a ton, you can tell how slow I'm going. If you do this too fast, your paint's going to run over itself and you're going to lose all that hard work that you put in to get those cool little rings of color. When tipping, I usually go side to side, and you want to make sure that you start towards the edge that you want to keep. So I want to keep this cool white bit over here, so I'm going to try and get rid of the rest, because when I push the canvas the other way, that white bit's going to stretch out and it's going to look really cool. It's going to be the center of the piece eventually, and the rest of that, the black, a lot of that yellow is going to go, and I am okay with that. You can see how that white really stretched out because we did that side first. Once I'm happy with how stretched it is, I'm going to tip it back to the center and give it a quick torch to get any bubbles out. And I'm going to come in with my straw to push some paint over the edge to make sure I have those corners really covered. And I think we are done. Let's take a look at this painting up close. One of my favorite parts about tree ring pours is you can use a lot of different and crazy colors and you'll still get a really cool looking pour. This one to me looks kind of out of this world, like Saturn's rings or like the face of Jupiter. I really like that look. You can see some cells on the edge that popped up, and they have those colors that we set down underneath to help the paint flow. Just proof that you need to use the right kind of paint underneath there. Unfortunately, that apple barrel white does leave some white bumps on it, which is why I want to get rid of it. It's well known to cause problems with acrylic pours. And here is our finished dried piece. What do you guys think? I like how all these crazy colors turned out. Kind of looks like a tree ring, I'd say. Let me know what you like about it in the comments. I really like this part right here. If you guys give this a try, make sure to share it with me, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.